Joining Alex and Rod on stage, give it up for executive producer and showrunner Terry Matalis. And guys, hold on to something. Here we go. Cast members of Star Trek Picard and a little show called Star Trek The Next Generation. Give it up for Brent Spiner, Gates McFadden. Here they come. They're coming. There he is. Brent, come on in. Gates McFadden, LeVar Burton, Jonathan Frakes, Marina Sirtis. There she is. Michael Dorn. And guys, let's make it so. The man, the myth, the legend, Jean-Luc Picard himself, Patrick Stewart. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take this in for a second. Give it up one more time for the amazing cast of Star Trek Picard and Star Trek The Next Generation. Here they are. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a privilege to have you here.
Wait, hold on, Terry. Our showrunner, Terry Matalis.
Oh, Terry, I'm sorry. We missed you.
Come on.
Welcome.
He wrote it.
For the cast, welcome. This is a moment. Talk to me about getting together finally. This has been thought about, wondered about by fans for years when, we've seen bits and pieces, different cast members get together. But to have you all together, what's it like to be a part of Star Trek Picard now together? Was it surreal, exciting, bizarre? What are the emotions that ran through you making this third season?
Joy, fun.
I'm going to go with surreal and bizarre.
It was hell.
There we go. That's what I wanted. Brent?
It was like swimming in a rainbow with thousands of naked cherubs. Come home.
Gotta agree. It was genuinely delicious.
Yeah. Patrick, since we are celebrating Next Gen and we're celebrating Picard here today, and all these kind folks have come out here for you guys today, I feel like we should share something maybe with this audience. Should we?
Well, we're short of a lot of stuff, but there is one little detail that I know I can share with you. So, roll it!
Looks pretty good, doesn't it?
You approve, Marina? You feel good about it?
I feel good about it. I do. I think it's going to be good.
I will watch
was
that.
there,
I will watch that a lot.
I was jet lagged, so I wasn't sure, but...
You were on the fence, but we're all in it together. Congratulations, guys. This looks amazing. There are a bunch of reveals in this trailer, so let's just dive right in. A couple of antagonists we're seeing, one familiar, or actually two familiar, and one new.
Yeah, this is the introduction to our villains for sure. So the first one is Amanda Plummer, who we actually was the only person we ever wanted for this role. She plays Vadic, who is a bit of a mystery and has a deep-seated yet sympathetic reason for wanting vengeance against Picard and the Federation. The second is Daniel Davis, returning as Professor Moriarty. which I just had to have Moriarty back. I don't know what to say. And the third is Lore, played by Brent Spiner.
Is that what? I'm sorry. I was on my phone. I wasn't watching. Can you roll it again?
So you're Lore, and you're back as Lore, just to catch you up.
Am I?
Yeah.
Are you?
Before lore?
Yeah. Before Lore.
Before lore.
There was before.
Before is not in it. Lore is in it.
Laura is in it in a very complicated way, which I think you'll find out ultimately when you watch the show. And what else can I tell you? Really nothing.
Great.
Because, you know, we were informed long ago. We signed these NDAs.
Yeah.
And
We've signed so many NDAs, we actually feel like one of Trump's mistresses.
It's the last season, guys. You can spill it all. It's okay. You can just you can talk about everything. It's okay. Let's talk about Moriarty's return. I'm very excited about this. Patrick, to work with Daniel again as Moriarty, that relationship between Picard and Moriarty was so special in the original, in Next Gen. Can you hint a little bit about what it was like to work with him again?
He can't. He can't talk about that.
Okay.
You know, it's always very difficult to isolate one colleague rather than many of the others, because not only our permanent team, but also our guest artists have season after season and show after show been so extraordinary and gifted that there is no means that I know of how we can separate them. But Moriarty being back again is both entertaining and threatening.
Amanda's character also looks mighty threatening. Can you tell us a little? Can you hint a little bit, Terry, about what we can expect from? Is it Vadik?
Vadik.
Vadik.
And she is captain of a ship called the Shrike, which you can see in the trailer. And she is a classic Star Trek villain. We really let her go for it, as you can tell in the trailer, and she delivers. She really delivers.
So we heard from Brent as much as he could say about Lore, which wasn't much, but that Lore is back, maybe, kind of, sort of.
well, look here. You know, we actually recently heard from CBS about the NDAs and that we should watch it and not reveal anything. And what we were last told, by the way, is that even if I should reveal something, that not just I will go to jail and you will too. Yeah. So I'm just trying to help you.
Thank you.
So helpful.
What a story, though, to spend time in jail with this cast. I'll do it for you guys. Let's go down the line, though, and say as much as we can about what we can expect or where your characters are at this season. Let's start at the other end. Michael, can you give us a... Yes, Michael Dorn, everybody. How's Worf doing? What can we expect? Where's Worf at this season?
Worf is on a journey. He's always been on a journey. And I was very fortunate that the producers kind of incorporated both of our ideas about where he's going to be and where he's going to go. And there's a lot of things that I wanted to keep, and a lot of things that they actually convinced me to change about the character. And I think that we will recognize a lot of Worf, and we won't recognize a lot of Worf, which is wonderful. I mean, I love that in terms of as an actor.
Right.
So, yeah.
Great. I feel like if there's one actor on the panel that's going to give me what I want, it's Marina. Marina, you're going to spill it all.
And you'd be wrong. And you would be wrong. My storyline is so wrapped up in what we can't talk about.
Very meta.
Actually.
Yeah.
Troy's back. in. Yeah, thank you, you 5 people. Thank you so much. That's more like it. Jesus. Anybody think I was just a bloody guest star? Honestly. Anyway, so there's stuff that you're going to recognize and be familiar with in what she does, but I have some very wonderful stuff with my Zimbabwe here, or Imzadi as you know him, and there's some really great stuff that we have between the two of us. That's different.
That's
different.
all you can say.
That's all I can say.
Stop there.
All I can say. Oh, Jesus. Got lipstick on my mic.
You are cut off. Jonathan, pick up the mantle. What can we say about Riker?
I can talk about Riker and Picard. I think. Riker and Picard were often like brothers. And Riker was very supportive of Picard, I always thought.
You were the elder. You were the elder.
I was the elder brother, it turns out. Now you've asked me to help you, and yet, may he rest in peace, Gene Roddenberry, who hated conflict on our show, would be watching a sort of antagonistic, we had difference of opinion, let's say. That's all I can say. You blew it. I was allowed to say that, right?
I think it's pretty good.
I live in fear of CBS.
We are all sweating
They
up here
know
together.
that I've caused problems before.
If you're familiar with the movie Crimson Tide, then you might understand tactically they might have a difference of opinion in this situation with Amanda Plummer.
Who's Denzel? Who's Gene Hackman?
That you have to wait and see.
Okay, fair enough. Let's talk to Mr. LeVar Burton about, yes, sir. What can you tell us, sir?
I can give you some scoop. Because we are blessed to have had Terry Matalas, who loves this cast, and this part of what he said the other day, which I thought was brilliant, the Berman verse, right? The Berman verse. He has righted what I thought was long time a wrong, in that Geordi was never involved in a healthy relationship with anyone. And I'm happy to report that when we meet him, Geordi is not only married, he has 2 daughters. Both have followed him in the family tradition. One, Sydney, is played by the lovely actress Ashley Chestnut. And Alondra, the other daughter, is played by none other than my own daughter, Mika Burton. Mika Burton. Stand up, Meek. There she is. Woohoo! So as you might imagine, we're all very tickled in the family, and to have Mika grew up around all of these fine folks, and to have her a member of the cast as well as a member of the family is pretty cool.
Yes. If there is one constant in all the conversations we've had today, it's family, and it's passing it on, and it's really beautiful to see. Congratulations. Gates, welcome, and so excited to see that Beverly Crusher, of course, is back, but also seems to be part of the inciting story of this season.
Well, poor Bev. I mean, she's been very sexually frustrated. I mean, decades, okay? Now, they don't go into that like, I was hoping, but at any rate, she's been off somewhere in the universe doing a sort of new Doctors Without Borders thing, and I'll be taking donations for the Imaginary Foundation afterwards, okay? But anyway, she's been working hard trying to do good work. And she's being hunted. And that's all I can say. But I love everything that I get to do in this season, and I love everybody here, and I'm just so proud to be part of it. Thank you.
Rod, I believe you were on set of Next Generation. You probably have memories of that set. So it must be, again, surreal is the word perhaps. What's it like to see these folks gathered again?
So Next Generation was my Star Trek. I grew up with Next Generation. And I had the privilege as a 13, 14-year-old to run around the lot and come on set and see this family here working together. And that's my takeaway from this. I remember it being a family. I mean, you guys were with each other probably sometimes more than maybe your own families. And you guys had so much love for each other, and the camaraderie and the jokes and the laughing. You know, from a little boy's perspective, it just felt warm. It felt home. I mean, you guys loved each other and continue to love each other. That was something that I thought was so unique about the show. It was a family. You guys have brought the family back.
Your dad was a genius at casting. Genius at casting. He just, and because he got it, he knew if you get the casting right, 90% of your job is done, right? Right, Alex? Yeah, right. Just making sure I got that right. You know,
No, you've got it exactly right.
You know, I've never directed,
it's a perfectly
so I don't
cast
know.
show.
But I'm pretty sure that, you know, Gene was pretty much responsible for this cast. We were the last of Gene's children, weren't we? Yeah.
Terry, yes. Terry and Alex, I mean, talking about the characters, it's the core of Trek. It's why we still love Trek and we keep coming back to it. It's these amazing characters and these performances. To finally get the keys to this cast now at this stage, just put me in your headspace of what it was like to tackle this season, finally to have them all gathered and to get to play with the different dynamics that have been established over 30 plus years.
Wow. There wasn't a lot of time to be as terrified. It was an incredible honor. And I think the most important thing was to bring them all into the conversation. The first conversation began with Patrick in season 2 saying, this is where we want to go. This is where we want to end Picard's journey. And Patrick has a bombshell idea that has not been revealed about this season yet, but just you wait. And then it was about sitting down with all of them because they know their characters even better than we do in the fans. They've been to conventions and been asked every question about it. And so it really, as long as they were happy, that was a major part of it. And it worked out. I think it's a pretty satisfying conclusion to these arcs.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we got to where we got to in season 3 because of where we started in season 1. And Patrick was, I mean, you probably all know that it was a wonderful dance to bring Patrick back. And one of the things that he was very clear on from the beginning, and we really stood behind it, was that he didn't want to just repeat what he had done, and what everybody had done on Next Gen. He wanted it to be different. Why tell the story if it was just going to be the same thing over again? And so that led to the idea that things had changed radically in Picard's life, and we had lots of conversations about who or should we bring back anybody from the original cast in the first season, and obviously we did. We brought back Frakes and Marina, but I think that what's so satisfying about what you'll see this season is that the show has earned the return of every character, and every character comes back with their own story. And I think you're hearing that in the sort of the testimonials that the cast is giving, and a lot of that is because of the foundation that Patrick so firmly set down in what we're doing. The other thing I will say is that Terry Matalas was so in love in the most beautiful way with the idea of saying, I want to see that last Next Gen movie, that movie that I never got to see. But let's tell that story over 10 episodes and make it one big blowout. And he really he really delivered on that, because the truth is, if we had sat down and said, let's do a next gen movie, and you've got 2 hours to introduce all these characters, everybody would have been shortchanged.
You couldn't do it. Yep.
There's no way it would have worked. And so I think the fact that we got to do it over these 10 hours with this farewell, to me, it's a love letter to what Picard was. It's a love letter to all fans of Star Trek, and to the legacy of this incredible show.
Before we turn it over to the audience for some questions, Alex and Terry just alluded to this, Patrick. It was a big decision for you to take on this character again, and I know you really put them through the ringer to make sure it was worth your while, that it was done the right way. Sitting here today, does it feel like this fulfilled the promise of those initial conversations? Give me a sense of what it feels like at this point.
Fulfilled way beyond anything that I had imagined. And that was what gave me the continuing driving force and energy, because we shot season 2 and 3 back to back. That was about 13 to 14 months of continuous work. And what our producers, writers, crew, sound recorders, editors, everyone did was to create something original, which had always been my hope and my endeavor. Yes, at the beginning, I had been uneasy about it being a reunion. But as I worked with one after the other of my dear, beloved colleagues, I saw how important it was and how well it was working. And so we agreed, yes, let's at some point bring everyone back, and who knows, even everyone together. But before I just wrap up this, a personal moment for me. Today is a special day for a dear friend of my wife and myself. In the audience among you somewhere is Dahlia. And Dahlia is 14 years old today. Dahlia, would you stand up and would you wish her happy birthday?
Happy birthday, Dahlia.
Over here, so you're right, guys.
Woo!
So you're right. Over here.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
And we'll keep the lights up for some audience questions. I can't imagine you guys have any questions for this panel, right? Let's start on my left over here. Yeah.
Hi, this is Karishma from New Jersey. First of all, I want to say I'm sorry if I don't sound coherent, because I'm very close to tears. Mr. Roddenberry, thank you so much for bringing this whole cast together again, because, like you said, this was my generation. This is the cast that I grew up with. I used to watch it with my maternal grandfather. It's the only show we watched together. It's probably why I'm in tears. You guys have no idea how much it means to us to see you all together after all this time.
If you cry, you get a hug.
I'm sorry. So my question is really for all of you. Who is an actor or a story or a movie that resonates with you so deeply that it moves you to tears?
I think some of the best moments are real life, and that one was pretty moving for me.
And she's going to run down for everybody. And
Let's form a line, be orderly about it.
If you cry, you get a hug. That's my policy. That's my job. I'm the counselor. Goodness sake. Oof, now I'm having a hot flash.
Let's go over here, yeah.
Hi, I'm Emma. Sorry, I'm really overwhelmed. I have two quick questions. Number one, Mr. Burton, I just wanted to say thank you for everything you've done to cultivate a love of literature in my generation. It really means so much. My mom's a librarian. I was wondering, this question's for everyone. Have you read anything really good lately? And my second question is, I'm kind of new to Star Trek. I started watching at the beginning of the pandemic, and it really gave me something to hold on to and keep me sane. And I was wondering if there was something like that for you guys over the past couple of years.
I've binged a lot of great TV. I really have. And thank you. And for all the rainbow heads in the room. Butterfly in the sky. I can go twice as high. It's in a God love y'all. That was awesome.
We get hugs, we get songs. Guys, we're in the right place. Let's go back over here. Yep.
Hi, my name's Nicole. I'm from Long Island. And my question was just, this is the final season of Picard, and it's something that started back with Next Gen. I was just kind of wondering, does this feel final for you guys, or is it a chance that we'll see more in the future for all of you?
Who knows?
Boy, I would love it to go on forever. Yeah. Be fun.
Yeah. We're not dead yet.
We're not dead. we're just old.
Close.
Yeah.
We're just
Close, but
old.
not yet.
And they're very kind because they don't call us the old ones. They call us the legacy actors. It's very kind. Instead of the old farts, they call us the legacy actors.
And, you know, just in case it's possible well, I know there are some Paramount Plus people here today, and also from Paramount Pictures. We could still make a movie.
I understand there's a Star Trek slot on the Paramount menu, if you will.
But that slot is keeping Paramount upright.
There's an open slot.
And as long as they're here, Paramount Plus, I wouldn't mind having my own series.
We're making dreams come true today, guys, for everybody here. Come on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Go for
You
it.
get a series, and you get a series, and you get a series.
Yes,
Oprah gets a
please.
series.
I'm Ronnie, and I'm from Long Island, and I discovered Star Trek in early high school, and ironically enough, I used to prefer Star Wars, but that kind of ended literally the second I found Star Trek. And so I grew up feeling very alone, and Star Trek and this community and everyone around, and it really helped fill something for me. So I guess my question is, from that first day, I'm talking first week Encounter of Farpoint came out to now, how has this community, like, is there any specific moment in mind where this community, where your cast members, is there anything that just jumps out in mind where you felt, you know, that sensation of not feeling alone? Because that's what you all did for me. You gave me something.
Beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful.
One of the great joys of coming to these conventions, which we've all done for 35 years, is obviously the idea that we get to see some of our friends and have dinner with them. But all levity aside, the reaction, like yours, that we have from all of you individually, everybody seems to have a story around how this show has affected their lives, has saved them, has helped their families, have helped them through physical and emotional ailments. And it has been consistent for 35 years, and it is uplifting, and it makes me very proud to be part of this family for that reason.
Well said.
And what's incredible too is that we are all a community, because we would not exist without you, or you, and let's be real here. But what's cool is how I feel everybody keeps growing together, you know, as this sort of community. We care about the future, and we believe in the possibilities in the future, and I think that's pretty fantastic. Really awesome to be part of it.
Hi, I'm Mike. I'm from Oxford, North Carolina, not New York, sorry. For a lot of us in here who grew up with parents who weren't really able to be around a lot, thank you for being such great role models, both on and off screen. I have a daughter doing 2 months, and she will absolutely grow up with the next generation and reading Rainbow. And the best Christmas Carol was her pet. Best version. But my question is, with every series up to now, we've seen kind of handing of the baton, whether it was McCoy on the Enterprise, or Generations, or Cisco and Picard. I know there's slight challenges with the setting, but will we see that handing off of the baton between the next generation and the current series that we see with the new captains?
Definitely.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Michael. I'm from New Jersey, and thank you all for coming. Star Trek has meant so much to me as it does to anyone else. And Patrick, I did see you at Ian McKellen 8 years ago in No Man's Land, which you were spectacular in, by the way. So my question is there a particular franchise that you would love to see Star Trek cross over with, or an actor from said franchise other than Star Trek do you like to see cross over in Star Trek?
I'd like to reclaim Carl Urban from The Boys.
Woo! I love that show.
Wouldn't we all? Yes.
I miss Carl Urban, because when we used to do panels, if we couldn't get Patrick because he was busy doing something, or just didn't want to be with us, Carl Urban would sub for him. I preferred that personally. Because he's much nicer to look at. I know you all fancy old Baldy, but I don't. Okay. But anyway, that's who I would have back, Carl Urban.
It's a true family. This is what families do, guys, right? One more question. Yes, please.
Well, I didn't think I was going to make it this far, so yeah. All of you are some of my heroes, and thank you so much for coming back this time. I'm an aspiring actor, and I was wondering, do you have any advice? And again, thank you so much for answering my question.
Don't give up. Don't give up. Just keep going.
Do the work.
That's what we all did. We
Do
just
the
kept
work
going.
and be present.
Okay. I'm going to write that down and put it on my bedside, so thank you so, so much.
Oh, question!
Look, I just want to say, I mean, I feel like you can feel the love from everybody in this room, and every single person here, including myself, feels such a connection and so much gratitude. And I'm going to speak on behalf of everybody to close this out. Thank you for what you've done the last 35 years. And thank you. You contributed so much, and we are so excited for the final season of Star Trek Picard. Guys, give it up one more time for this amazing cast, the creators of Star Trek Picard. All episodes of all the Star Trek shows we've talked about today and more, of course, are streaming now on Paramount+. Thank you for coming out today, guys.